I think it was just a phrase that just occurred to me, like titles sometimes do. I didn't really like sit down and try to think of the title of a book or anything. In fact, the title came after the book, but it was just, it was almost to me a non sequitur that I just couldn't stop thinking about. And I think that's an asset for the book. And for anything, like the title invites you in to figure out what is there rather than to say this is what's going on. So in that way, it's like a trap, or like it allows the listener or the reader to kind of make up what they think it means, because there isn't an answer. I don't know what it means. Like I have no idea what that means as a title, no fucking clue. But I don't want to know, and I'd rather explore ideas in that way rather than having an idea be a commodity that you have to extrapolate from. I'd rather extrapolate and then leave it be. When you guys asked if I was cool with using the title, it's like, yeah, this title could certainly be on a record, and it's been cool this time to actually interact with the projects that these guys do, because I've always really respected them, and I think that it's really cool to see Algiers becoming like the synthesis of decades of thought and decades of like work. This isn't a band that just like formed out of nothing. This is a band with like deep roots and deep knowledge of music. I just had an image of like two people a man and a woman sitting next to each other in a like kind of empty room, not touching, not talking, just kind of staring straight ahead. Kind of the way people sit in their living rooms, but usually they're staring at a TV or something. But this was like, well, what does it actually look like to be doing that without the TV? I never begin something from an image like that, but it kind of like just dropped on me that there was a book in this image for some reason. I wrote the first draft of the book in kind of a whirlwind 10-day, like 18 hours a day writing thing, where it was like dredged out of my unconscious from one image, without any structure of narrative, without any intention really from it, other than I was determined to write straight through, without kind of, for once not being bound by anything. I think I had tried to teach myself different ways to write stories that had momentum and direction, and it all felt dishonest to me. And I think this is the first time I ever really wrote without anything holding me back. And it was like the first time I was ever myself. Where it ended up was quite different than where I thought it would be. And that's what I want out of experience at this point, because everything's trying to sell you what it is, and everything's trying to tell you where it's coming from and who made it and why and where it's from and all this stuff. And then to me it was more about texture and tone and feeling and affect and building locations that don't exist but do exist on paper.